In this video, we'll cover how to track phone number clicks with Google Tag Manager for Google Analytics 4. This tracking will work for both desktop browsers and mobile browsers. So eventually, we'll have the data sent to Google Analytics 4, but let's get into how to track the phone number clicks. So I have this phone number here on this page, and if you'll notice in the bottom left corner, when you hover over it, it gives you the link. So this link starts with TEL : and then gives us the phone number. And we can also see that when we use the inspect function. So we have the phone number highlighted here, and the link, it tells us what the link is. If you look at a link that just goes to another web page, you'll see that the href value is just set to another URL. So with that information, you want to go into Google Tag Manager and check your variables. So go to that section in the left navigation and click on variables and take a look at the built-in variables. Make sure you have the click variables enabled. And if you don't, what you can do is click on configure and take a look at the variables. And what we really need is the click variables. So that includes all of the variables in this section. Make sure those are marked. And once you have that, you can go back to the overview. You also want to make sure that you have your GA4 configuration tag ready to go. So in the left navigation, click on tags, and right here you can see we have our GA4 configuration tag. To show you what this looks like, we'll just click into it. So this is the tag type that we're using, Google Analytics GA4 configuration, and our measurement ID. If you want to find where your measurement ID for GA4 is, check the description for the video so you can easily plug that in. So it's configured so that the tag will fire on all pages. So let's click out of that, and then either from this tag page you can click on new, or from the overview page you can click on add a new tag, and this screen will pop up for either of those options. So we can name this tag GA4 event phone number clicks. Click in the tag configuration settings and select Google Analytics GA4 event. And this is where our GA4 configuration tag will come into play. In this configuration tag field drop down, select the GA4 configuration tag that we have. So this is the same one that we were looking at a few seconds ago. And then in the event name, we'll call this phone number click. And what we'll need to do is set an event parameter. So add row and type in link underscore URL. And for the value field, we're going to use click URL. So you can either type in curly brackets, two of them, and select from the drop down menu, or you can click on the Lego icon and select from the options here. So what this does is it sends a value that will give you more context, more data around this event. So with the event for phone number click, what we want is the link URL that the user clicks. That is the telephone number link. And then for triggering, we'll use a phone number click trigger. So we'll add a new trigger. We'll title this link click phone number trigger. Click in this section for trigger configuration, and under click, select just links. Choose some link clicks, and in the left drop down, choose click URL. Change contains to starts with, and then in the right field, type in tell : so that'll look for clicks on click URLs that begin with tell : save this and look your settings over to make sure that everything looks good. Save, and now we can preview. Make sure the preview is for the website URL that you want to test and click on connect. Wait for the page to load and connect, and navigate to the page that you want to test your phone number click tracking, and then click on the phone number. So it gives us a notification here. We can just click out of that for testing purposes. And if we go back to our preview mode, just click continue here, and we can see that our GA configuration tag fired. But let's go to the section that'll show us the tags and the data for our GA4, and that's this one right here. So in the hits sent section, we can see that the phone number click was captured. And if we click on these details, these hit details, we can see that the link URL was captured and the telephone number as well. So there's the event parameter that we set up and the event name that we set up, as you can see at the top as well. Let's go to our GA4 property to see if the data was sent there. So in the left navigation, click on configure and look for debug mode. So this will show you all the hits, and we can see our phone number click here. And if we click on this, it'll give us these parameters that were sent with it. So you can see our link URL parameter, and if you expand that, we can see the value for the click URL that we configured in GTM. And if we go back to the reporting section, we can take a look at real time. Wait for the real-time reporting to load, and we can see all the data, all the hits, the events that have occurred. We can also see the events here in the event count by name section. So we can click on that to see all the events included, and we see again our link URL parameter and the click URL value. So that's how you configure tracking for phone number clicks with Google Tag Manager for GA4. If you found this video helpful, please like, subscribe, and comment. We'll see you in the next episode.